Welcome to Sunday Mornings with Enlightenism. I'm Brother Malcolm.
And I'm Sister Carolyn.
And we are here to share the Enlightenism philosophy with you today. It's a powerful philosophy about how to change how you think and live. The power within you is greater than the power outside of you. Sister Carolyn is going to get us started. She's an Enlightenism teacher, practitioner, workshop facilitator. She's the lady that deals with Enlightenism in all aspects of her life. She's going to share some very inspirational insights with you today about how Enlightenism can work in your life to change how you think and live. Spiritual freedom. Sister Carol.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Malcolm. That's always a great greeting for me. Again, as Brother Malcolm said, I am Sister Carolyn. I'm an Enlightenism teacher and consciousness practitioner. And that means the world to me in my work because it's something that I do every day. I remember in my other jobs, I would have presentations and all these things to do. And so I'd have to get a lot of work together and have my assistants, bring me presentations that I might do or might not do depending on the audience. But what I know, and the reason I'm referring to this, is because I don't have to do any of that kind of getting ready anymore. My life is about being an Enlightenism teacher and consciousness practitioner all the time, everywhere I go. I had a young lady talk to me, and she said she's a bit undone by some of the things that were happening in her life. And she said, I just want peace and I just want freedom. And I said, you want peace and freedom, you already have that. And I said, but how do you mean it? And she says, well, I just don't want to be bothered with all of this stuff. People bringing their problems to me, my kids worrying me. I just want peace away from all of that stuff. It just frustrates me. And I am bringing not the entire conversation, but just a snippet of the conversation that I had with her about how she wanted to have peace in her life and how she didn't want all these things to come up in her life that were worrying her, fragmenting and frustrating her. And she wanted peace. What I know with Enlightenism is we are all born whole, perfect, and complete. And that might sound a little far-fetched when someone is saying, I want peace. Usually what they mean, because I know before I started my studies, I wanted it right then. I wanted all of the stuff that was bothering me to go away, to disappear. And also what I recognized is I didn't want to do any work. What I know about wanting peace in your life, it must be defined by you. And you must understand that from your beliefs and practices, that is not what you're involving in your life. You don't know that you were born whole, perfect, incomplete, faceless, formless, colorless, and ageless. And all of the ideas and values that we are taught about ourselves are not around those notions. It is about living in a society that you become a part of and accept the teachings given to you by others. And that's the way you need to live. And until we can unlearn the beliefs and values that we have brought into our lives, until we can get to this place in Enlightenism that we speak about so fully, Brother Malcolm and I, until you can get to the place where you want to do the work, where you recognize that you are whole. And there are things that fragment you. And you have an idea about what they are. But the idea is the belief in the very things that you're cultivating. And that is what must be unlearned. Now, in the book Enlightenism that I always talk about on our broadcast, this book is about you revealing who you are. It is about unlearning those beliefs and values that don't bring peace and harmony in your life. The peace that you've defined, not the peace that the dictionaries defined or that someone else told you was peace. You're going to have to work on the beliefs that you've brought into your life that deliver you the very thing that you say you don't want. And you cannot get to that point of peace, of clarity, of trust within yourself because you're still operating from the old beliefs. And those old beliefs come up to help you keep what is going on in your life. And that is confusion. What I know with Enlightenism, it is about unlearning those ideas and beliefs that we brought into our lives. That we brought into our lives not thinking that this is what we were doing, but believing somehow that everything would be okay if we simply accepted the belief and notions that we were taught by others. It starts from birth and continues on until we decide that within us is a new way to think and live. And this is what Enlightenism does. It is all about revealing the I amness in you. When we ask in Enlightenism, when you ask yourself the question, who am I aware of being? With this book, you can answer that question in any situation. That is how you begin to embrace a new way to think and live. I invite all of you who want peace and change into your life and who are willing to do the work to purchase the book Enlightenism. You can get this from Amazon or Enlightenism, thebysociety.org. I invite you to start with the 10 principles and then to read the affirmations daily. And that will bring to you the desired change that you were looking for, a new way to think and live with Enlightenism. And now it's time for Brother Malcolm. And so I give you now philosopher and creator of Enlightenism, Brother Malcolm.
Thank you, Sister Carolyn. Let me have the book Enlightenism. Yeah, we'll take a picture here with Enlightenism. Right. A new way to think and live, folks. Thank you for the introduction, Sister Carolyn.
You're so welcome.
This is Enlightenism, folks. A new way to think and live. Redefine yourself with power. Redefine yourself. Create a new knowledge base that's free of illusions. You have the resources within you to change how you think and live. But these resources must be discovered by you with a new mindset. The new mindset is redefining yourself with power. Power and clarity, the key tools to change how you think and live. Enlightenism is a new way to do it, folks. When you think about redefining yourself, you have to ask yourself, there are millions of people in this country who've been struggling for years to try to get into a position of power, believing that power is outside. Power is inside of you. The resources I am talking about is the God consciousness in you. I'm using the word God and consciousness to connect, to express limitless power. The limitless power in you is not coming from what you have learned from other people. A powerful mind comes from what is filled with. What are you filling what's your mind filled up with? Junk, illusions, stuff that you've heard about other people? Or is it something about you? About you and the great power that you have, the power that you were born with. This power redefines you so that you're never in denial about who you are and this power within you. When you deny this power in you, then the mind creates something else other than the power. Denial is the mother of powerlessness and victimization. Wherever there is denial about what's happening in your life, how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, and what you think about this power in you. If you are denying the power, you cannot use the power. It means you are using some other power. What are you using? Philosophy, psychology, history? Some other thing that someone is telling you about? Theology or something that you're using. But all those things are created by other people. They're created by other human beings. And when you deny this about the creation of things that you didn't do yourself, and you have faith and trust in what others have told you, how they were created, then you're denying yourself. You're denying your originality, your ability to have self-knowledge. The self-knowledge that comes from God consciousness in you. Comes from the limitless power in you. That's what I'm talking about. That's where we're going to learn this from. That's where you're learning it from. So you're learning how to be strong and powerful. But you can never be strong and powerful if you're using all this information from the past. What others have taught you about power. When somebody else tells you about power, you try to connect to the power. Make it a part of your life. So people want to connect to who came over on the Mayflower, for example. Or who can connect themselves to kings and princes and so forth. In history. Why not connect yourself to the power in you? Why not feel good about your power and say how great and powerful you are? Why not raise your consciousness to a level where it is equal to or greater than everybody that you have ever read about or heard about? Can you imagine that about yourself? Most of us have a problem trying to imagine it because we think so little of ourselves. See, we think a lot of ourselves when we've learned something about something else, something others have taught us. Then we think that we're erudite. Oh, we'll really know something. This is a new way to think and live, folks. It's not the same way. This is to elevate you, the individual, you, to a new way to think and live, to a new way with new beliefs about yourself. The transformation of your mind from powerlessness to power requires new information, new knowledge. And you have to ask yourself, where are you going to get the new information and the new knowledge? Where are you going to get it from? San Francisco Public Library? With hundreds of thousands of books or millions of books? Is that where you're going to get the new information from? Is that where you're searching for yourself? There's a power in you that you can communicate with. You can communicate with the power. That's what I am saying to you today. You can communicate with the limitless power in you and change your life. It can change how you think about yourself. It can change how you think about freedom. It can change how you think about the pain and suffering that people have endured in this world and in this society where I'm living. And there's been a lot of pain and suffering, and it continues to be a lot of pain and suffering because people are dependent upon misinformation, illusory information, illusory knowledge, things that are unreal. And then you deny this power I am talking to you about today, the God consciousness in you, then what happened? You become powerless. And now you're seeking power based upon what the illusions have told you. You're denying yourself. You don't believe you're great. You don't believe you're powerful unless you listen to someone else. You have to take information from someone else to cause your mind to believe, I'm powerful. I went to Harvard, Stanford, Cal Berkeley, wherever that you believe power is in the illusion. And then you don't have any power. Power is in you. When you deny this power, you are creating powerlessness. You're creating victimization. Whenever you deny this power, open the mind to see the greatness within yourself. Search within yourself for the knowledge to unlearn what others have taught you and learn that you are greater than what you have been taught. You're far greater. And when you understand that, folks, when you understand that you are greater than what other people have told you about yourself, then you will know the true meaning of enlightenism and the limitless power within you. Don't believe you're powerless. Don't buy into the notion that you do not have power. Don't buy into the notion that someone else is greater than you. The power in you is greater than all the power, greater than all knowledge. And this self-knowledge is available to you if you are willing to let go of your dependency on what others have told you about who you are aware of being. I'm Brother Malcolm.
I'm Sister Carolyn.
Thank you for stopping by, folks. Check out the book Enlightenism. Read it. Begin the journey, the inner mind journey into changing how you think and live. See you next time, folks.
Thanks for listening.